it's here close by, then it's chill. Okay guys, so we are finally inside the offices. It took us a while to get set up, but we are finally set up. We are here with Farouk Maiman, who is also an Olympic water polo player. So like I said, there's really interesting faces here at TD Markets, and I'm so glad that we get to speak to one of them. Farouk, welcome to the channel. Can you give us a little bit of an introduction to who you are?
Okay, so my name is Farouk Maiman. I've actually been with TD now for about a year. I started out as an introducing broker, and the company actually wanted me to be on board as a full-time employee. That is how my journey started. I love the space, I love working with TD, and I love the people that are around us as well.
I'm really glad to hear that. So obviously you have seen the industry, you have seen the report around local brokers, you have seen what has been happening to clients, and you most definitely know that today I'm just here to kind of give a different perspective as to what TD offers for clients. So in a nutshell, can you just quickly sum up what makes TD Markets different from all of these other brokers?
So the one thing that I've found, especially coming from an IB perspective and being a trader, I needed a brokerage that was going to have my best interest at heart. And in a nutshell, TD Markets is a trader's brokerage where we simplify and streamline everything in towards the actual market. We don't focus on anything else besides providing you with the best sort of platform and liquidity in the market, as well as the value-added benefit of excellent customer service. So I mean, those are just the one or two things that a trader really needs to take into consideration when signing up to a brokerage. It's about what are you going to get as a value-added benefit, and what are you being offered? Is it a benefit, as well as the customer service behind it as well?
I'm really glad to hear I'm pleased with what you have said now. We have, obviously, I don't know if you have joined in on the live that I had, but I had a live with the subscribers of my YouTube channel, and as you most definitely know, the public, the consumer, aren't being heard, they aren't being given a voice, and whenever they raise some questions with certain brokers, they get blocked, plain and simple. So I thought that maybe if we come, we speak to you guys, we table these questions that the public have, maybe you can give us an answer as to how you feel things is set up here that could be of benefit to the client. So I'm gonna go through some of these questions, and they are purely from the channel subscribers. So this comes from the public. I need you to understand that, because to me the public matters a lot. Without the public, without the consumer, no, I'm sure you understand this, no broker or no business for that matter would be in operation. So we are going to go through these questions one by one, and you can answer them to the best of your abilities. And if you feel there is some questions that you would like to skip, or that you would maybe need to get further confirmation from management, then that is fine. We can address that then at a later time. But to get to the questions, we've got Emmanuel Kai, and he just wanted to know whether affiliation of Sandile Sheze and when the company was called Top Dog Markets, where are you guys with Sandile Sheze?
Okay, cool. So Emmanuel, thank you for your question. With regards to the affiliation side of things, as TD Markets, we don't deal with a particular individual. So we obviously have a new model under new management by a holding company, where we have to comply with strict rules and regulations in order to comply, so we can hold our licensing.
So no Sandile Sheze in the new TD Markets?
Not in here. Not in TD Markets. And I mean that is what it is.
Okay. The second question here is from Brother D, and Brother D was asking, are you guys regulated?
Brother D, that is a very good question. We are fully regulated by the FSCA, fully licensed. As well, you are welcome to check up on our FSP licensing. That's on our website, and check with the FSP registry.
That's beautiful. So can you maybe, I know understanding some licenses can be a bit tedious at times. Can you maybe give us any explanation as to what licenses TD Markets hold?
So we have a fully regulated FSC license with an STP model. We don't need an OTC license because that's over the counter. Because we operate STP, which means straight through processor. In that sense, when you're placing a trade through our platform, it's actually getting filled directly into the market. Whereas we don't actually hold any counter trades in-house, nor do we facilitate the back end of holding a trade for a client. What we do is we provide you with the direct liquidity and the direct market access. You place a trade through our platform. We make our money on the spread, purely on the spread, and simply from there you execute your trades.
Straight through processing. Because the moment I heard it, obviously I don't want to jump to conclusions, but when I heard straight through processing, I thought that it's straight from the client, straight through to a liquidity provider or the market where it then gets filled.
Exactly.
Is that the correct thought that I have there with straight through processing?
One of the things that what trader has to take into consideration is the simplified version of STP. STP has got no sort of additives that will hinder on the trader's progress in the markets. So very much like the old days, and if you had to use an analogy with regards to a real life situation, if you're going overseas and you need sort of dollars, you go to a hard exchange where they'll facilitate actual currencies. They buy it at one price and they sell it at the other price, right? You're getting direct market access just from that because you're actually handling the dollars. The difference between the selling price and the buying price is simply the spread, and that's how that brokerage makes their money, same like ours.
That's good to know.
There is also obviously the swap fees and the commissions that we do charge, which is obviously extremely low as well, and available on our pro accounts.
Oh, that is really good to know, because some brokers can get nogal exorbitant with their fees and commissions that they do charge the consumers. I have a question here from Cheesy Job. He's been a follower of this channel for a very long time. These guys come up with the strangest of names. But Cheesy Job has 1 to 3 questions. The first question is, obviously you have seen the conversation that's been running around in the forex industry on A book, B book, C book, Z book, whatever books there is available. But the question that Cheesy Job had was, is TD Markets a B book broker?
So we are a fully STP A book brokerage. So with that being said, you need to consider the conditions of our brokerage. We don't actually place counter trades against you. On top of it, we just act as the service provider for you to be accessible in the market. So B-booking is non-existent here in this space. And simply from there, we just act as the sort of brokerage between you and the market, as a trader.
Because that is how I always understood it. I always understood it as, let's take an example, as someone buying a house. You have the seller, you have the buyer, and then you have the real estate agent that connects the two, makes the deal, and he gets the commission. So I'm correct there, right?
Yes,
that is how it's
100%.
supposed to work, right? Or the STP model.
That is the STP model. There are various other types of brokers as well. Like you get the A books like us. You also get ECN type of brokers. You also get the hybrid model brokerage, which operates STP or ECN and both, as well as B book, and obviously lastly B book brokers. So instead of complicating things as a brokerage, and adding more things to the business model, we'd rather keep it streamlined in the sense that we operate STP. This is what our clients are getting. They know they're getting this as well, and it just adds less sort of complications into the process. I feel like when you have to consider this in the industry as brokerage terms, the more sort of additives you add into the equation, it becomes a bit more complicated, and that's when people don't really see what they're actually getting for.
That's beautiful. So basically, Cheesy Job also wanted to ask you guys, where are your headquarters based? Because I think, like I asked you when I came in, is that trading room available for clients? So I think some of them are really looking for that extra bit of service where they could come and maybe get a little bit of educational tips from these brokerages. So where are your headquarters located?
So I wouldn't say we have a specific headquarter. We do have branches throughout the country. So we have one in Cape Town, that's where we are obviously, and we have one in Johannesburg. Johannesburg was the first one, so I'd say if anything that is probably the headquarters regarding to the question. But we do also have offices in Munich in Germany. We have a team in New York, as well as in the Grenadines in St. Vincent.
Sure. Yo, that's a nice base.
Yes.
The last question that Cheesy Job had to ask, and I think this is a question that a lot of people that's looking for a broker wants to find out from TD Markets. So, what benefits does a client have, or does a client get from signing up with TD Markets?
So, in terms of perception in the market, we have to look at what is being advertised everywhere else and here. In terms of the space, we're going to give you the best sort of trading conditions. You're going to get direct market access, which means that it's going to be not just fair pricing, but accurate pricing when it comes to things. We're going to provide you with a stable platform. You're not going to sort of have off quotes or freezing charts or that sort of thing, because I know it's a highly important factor to consider when you are a trader as well, that you are in the best trading conditions. Our traders make their money purely on the market. That's how we do business here as well. Back to what you said about the bee-booking side of things. There's obviously various other ways of making money as a bee-book, as a trader, as well as an individual who's introducing clients to the brokerage. But we focus on legitimate business with an organic model, just so everyone else benefits from it as well. When there's a shared consensus of growth behind a business model, everyone benefits, and it's not to the expense of anyone else.
I am really glad to hear that last piece, not at the expense of everyone else, because I'm sure you know how, I don't want to say poorly, because some people just walk into some stuff blindly, but I'm sure that you know at which disadvantage the South African public has been when it comes to brokerages as of late. I have another question here from Dwayne Boyson, and Dwayne Boyson wants to know, and the moment you said that term, my eyes lit up, because I knew that someone asked this on the live last night, and the question that Dwayne had was, do you guys as TD Markets also have a problem with off quotes? I'm very certain you've seen that every other broker now recently, it's just off quotes, off quotes, off quotes. This is like the new topic in the industry amongst consumers. So does TD Markets also have a problem with off quotes?
No, but if there is a problem, we can address it. Obviously, based on market conditions, if we can't give you a fair pricing on a particular instrument, there will be off quotes. That's just so that we can protect you as a trader, but there's nothing untoward or illegitimate about it. It's obviously that we need to be able to give you a fair pricing as a trader, so you can obviously enter the market safely as well.
I've heard that exact explanation from someone else at a different broker, and sometimes, I must be honest, there's this negative perception around off quotes when it's actually and I think, because what the other person told me was that this is a new thing that's been enforced by the FSCA, just to ensure that the brokers go the extra length of making sure that the clients are trading in a safe environment. So is that true?
Yes, 100%. I mean, personally for me as an account manager, I do have quite an extensive book of clients ranging from different parts of the world and that sort of thing. I've actually never had a client complain to me about off quotes with our system. And also on the topic of off quotes, the other side to it is market slippage. Obviously that is a topic that I feel like needs to be addressed over here as well with market slippage. So there is a perception that slippage is a broker's sort of act to get you out of a certain particular trade, or to hit stop losses, or for them to take more revenue out of things. Yes, that can occur in certain brokerages and within certain industries, but I think in terms of where we stand as a brokerage is that we don't manipulate the slippage at all. Market slippage is market slippage. We cannot assist that, but what we do is we do ensure that you are safely in the market, and when it comes to this slippage side of things, we don't manipulate it. Market slippage is what it is.
I'm really glad to hear that. That is something that, and once again, I just want to thank you for coming on this channel, because as a consumer, not only as a scam exposure, as a consumer sitting here learning and hearing from you, I'm taking in a lot of things, and I'm learning also new things, because when we come across certain situations within the market, we tend to think scam, but when there is a coherent explanation behind what is happening and no one is telling us that, we don't have any other way but to think that. And that is why I said this chat that I'm having with you, this should actually go viral, because not a lot of people want to come to the table and give this information to the client, because I stand firm with the belief that if a client is equipped properly, they will work much better in the field that they are trying to succeed in. So just thank you for educating us, telling us more about these things, because we don't, as you might know, normally when I approach brokers, they shut me out completely, because they think that, oh, expose. But if there's nothing to expose, then I don't know why I want to chase me away. But thank you so much for just giving us the insight, so that we as consumers also can understand.
Yes, no, for sure. And I mean, we have an open door policy for that reason. You can check on Google. We do have physical addresses for our offices. Anyone is welcome at any time. You're more than welcome to come and sit and chat to one of us, where we can help you with any sort of questions or queries that you have. And we promote that open door policy, because we need to give clients consumer trust with regards to moving forward with their funds.
So the last question that Dwayne has was, do you provide negative drawdown bonus, or do you provide bonus in general?
No. So bonuses is something that we don't offer here, because we're STP. A bonus is something that's normally offered by the brokerage, an enticement for you to receive a benefit as a value-added benefit, or deemed to be that. But what you need to do is educate yourself as to what a bonus actually does. And a bonus doesn't actually add any sort of equity into your account, but rather increases your margin for you to open up more positions. And in terms of the negative drawdown balance, we don't offer that either, but we do have negative balance protection on our accounts.
Negative balance protection, what does that mean?
It just means that as a brokerage, we protect you from going into the negatives. So what clients will see is that, and then I'm going to use the hypothetical example, you're trading FOMC, NFP or CPI, and you get the direction completely wrong to the point where your account blows and you are in the negative. We have systems in place to make sure that we can correctly allocate the budget for you not to go through negative drawdown on your account. So it will reset it to zero again.
That's good to know. And I think that is basically what people or what consumers want to know, that there is someone else that's looking out for them while they're going through these ups and downs. We have another question by Benjamin Robertson, and Benjamin Robertson wanted to know, do they allow US 30? You most probably saw that every Jack and Harry is nowadays trading US 30. Does TD Markets allow US 30?
Yes, so we offer majority of indice pairs. So you'll get the NASDAQ 100, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is a US 30, the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, the Japanese Nikkei, the UK 100, the Frank 40, and the German DAX.
Ooh, that is quite a mouthful. So you guys offer quite a lot in terms of tradable instruments.
We do have an extensive range of instruments. If you'd like, you are able to see them on our website. It ranges from indices, currency pairs, cryptos, to your commodities such as oil and silver.
Talk about cryptos. What is your opinion about what's happening now recently with FTX and companies that had their value pegged onto FTX also just going bust?
I mean, the light that I can share and the opinion that I can have on the crypto space at the moment is, and I'm speaking from a consumer perspective, it's very, very important that you do your due diligence on who your exchange is. Same like with your forex brokerage of your choice, you need to be able to obviously look into them properly and do a deep dive into the sort of business model that they have, as well as the legitimacy behind things. Obviously, it's obviously unfortunate as to what has happened now in the crypto space, but I mean, we also provide you with a safe haven for crypto, so you can deposit your crypto into our brokerage and store it safely. And we have quite an advanced security system with our crypto and our withdrawals and deposits. So hypothetically speaking, we can only pay withdrawals to the client's account, and we're going to need documentation from the client to prove that this is their crypto account, so we know who we're paying into. Withdrawals won't be distributed to any third-party individuals.
That is beautiful. That further security, just to make sure that you guys are paying it very well into the right account. Benjamin Robertson wanted to know, where in town are your offices now? I think this is someone that's from Cape Town. I think he also just wants to pop up and come say hello.
Definitely. Benjamin, thank you for that question. It's a very, very good question. We are actually based in the Icon building, which is 24 Hans Strijdom Avenue in town. It's right opposite sort of well-known places like the SARS building opposite us, as well as Investec, those sort of big companies. We are in Cape Town CBD. If you'd like, you can pop onto Google and check our address on there. You'll be able to find all the details regarding our address there.
Beautiful. We now have a question by Nomonde Dondolo. And Nomonde Dondolo has a question in reference to the switch that brokers are now making. I see a lot of brokers are switching from MT4 to MT5. I'm not sure if it is that MT4 is becoming outdated or that type of thing. But Nomonde wanted to know, do you refresh your MT4, probably your MT4 servers, as they are seeing more people are moving towards MT5?
So there's a conception about MT4 and MT5 with that what you just said in terms of being outdated. Yes, MT5 is a newer app, but it was, from my understanding, implemented with a different sort of concept. So you'll find that a lot of brokers that use synthetic models or offer synthetic models use MT5. There are a wide range of brokers that do offer MT5 as a platform for you to regularly trade on, like MT4. It's definitely something that we have assessed, but we are happy with MT4. I'm not too sure in terms of refreshing the servers what exactly means, but what I can say is that we are housed by a liquidity provider, so our servers are top notch.
That's beautiful. We got a question from Nduduzo Mhlongo, and Nduduzo wants to know, what is different from TD, or if you had to pull TD and all of these other brokers in one pool, what will make TD Markets stand out?
The big factor that you have to consider over there is TD Markets is a legitimate broker. We provide legitimate services with a high level of ethicalism when it comes to providing financial services. What you need to take into consideration as a trader also is that trading the markets is a very risky thing.
100%.
It's for more of your risk tolerant sort of person, individual that is looking to enter the space. But as a trader, you also need to realize that you can significantly increase your risk by just the brokerage that you're using. The statistics are quite high at the moment for losing traders and losing retail traders. But I mean, if you had to take into consideration that your brokerage, obviously, they might not have the best interest at heart for you, it does increase that risk factor towards your clients. And top of it, and what separates us from most of the brokerages is the fact that we are fully STP and A-book, as well as fully regulated. We have offices throughout where you can come and visit. You can come and visit our brokerage and have a chat to us. We do have a dedicated support line available all the time. Each client does have their own dedicated account manager, so if there are any problems, you can just get hold of one of us. And I mean, there is an office line as well if need be.
That's good to know. It's always good to know that clients have a person in the middle that can liaise with them on behalf of them with the company. So it's good to know that there's someone that customers can just quickly pick up a phone, listen, my account manager X, Y, and Z, can you assist me? Because like I said, you've probably seen the service going down of South African brokers, and but anyway, we're not here to comment on them. We're just here to focus on TD. Tell me, what do you guys offer to clients exactly? We're still within the door zone longer?
Oh, 100%. So what we do is we provide direct market access. It's not going to get any better in terms of trading conditions with that. You actually are trading the markets when you are placing a trade with us. And I think that's an important fact that can't be overlooked as a trader. If you're a trader, you're obviously making your money on the charts. And if you want to obviously achieve the full benefit of the market, you need to be trading with a broker with high-end capabilities on access, on direct market access.
No, that's good to know. It's good to know that you are giving clients a direct way into the markets and not have their money stop at different pit stops and get lost in the middle. Still within the Dozo, Mhlongo, and I think this is a loaded one. What promises are they selling us, because we are tired of lies?
So what we can promise you is fit and proper, legitimate brokerage services. Everything is above board when it comes to the operations and logistics of TD Markets. The business that we provide to not just our clients and partners is something that we value extremely very high. So that's one thing that we need to take into consideration, is that we're very, very compliant when it comes to handling clients' funds and making sure that they have their best interests at heart. The reason why we do this is because we want to create longevity. It's highly important that we remain a safe haven in the industry, and we can create long-term sustainable relationships with our clients, and not just over the phone and on a computer, but we have clients that do come in regularly, that do come and see us, and they do sort of enjoy the face-to-face and tangible aspects to our brokerage.
That's good. We're now with someone that is called Nando's. I don't know what's the name himself of a spicy chicken place, but anyway, Nando's wants to know, how long does TD Markets take to process a withdrawal?
So all withdrawals are guaranteed to be processed within 24 hours. We do pay from an F&B account, so you also have to consider that if you are using a different bank account, it can take a bit longer, but we do process it from our side within 24 hours guaranteed.
And I thought it would be that, because very often you would have brokers that say, okay, 24 hours, but then the fault lies, or let me rather say the delay lies with the fact that the client is using a different banking service provider.
Yes.
We're now with the YVNT Academy. YVNT Academy wants to know, is TD Markets local or international?
It's a very interesting question. So we are local, but we have international reach and endeavors. The plan to expand globally is very much evident. We have started our operations in Germany to obtain our European license. We are looking at other sort of jurisdictions as well, just so we have more of a brand footprint globally. And this is also something that I should have mentioned earlier with regards to my start in the journey and as being a trader, is that I always believed in using local brokerages, and I'm a firm believer in local is lekker. I think that we need to take into consideration with internationals entering the sort of South African market, with whatever industry that there is, we have enough capabilities and enough intelligence as South Africans to be able to take it to an international scale. So very much like brokerages, I'm a firm believer in taking a local brokerage like TD Markets, which is where I'm going to be now to the end of time, and building that up towards to be an international broker.
That's good to know. It's good to know that there's further sights for the future concerning TD Markets. YVNT Academy we're still with YVNT, and YVNT wants to know, do you guys have macro accounts?
Macro accounts.
Yeah, the micro, sorry, not macro, sorry, macroismos.
Yes.
Micro, you guys are micro accounts.
So that's actually just been finalized today. So it should be implemented relatively soon. If not now, if it hasn't actually been launched yet, it was definitely something that we've been considering for a while. Apart from all the other sort of accounts that we add into the system, such as the gold accounts, the pro accounts, the micro accounts, and a Bitcoin account. So we actually offer Bitcoin-based trading accounts like a ZAR account, like a USD account, like a Euro account, except that we offer Bitcoin now as a base sort of currency to trade with. And what that has done is it's allowed traders and crypto holders to be able to hedge themselves out of certain positions. Obviously, with the Bitcoin crash happening, we've enabled this space so we can help consumers regain some of their funds.
That is beautiful, man. Back with Introducer Mhlongo, Introducer wanted to know, or Introducer rather wanted to make an assertion or statement rather by saying that TD Markets should not please pay these Instagram influencers to promote them.
So we don't actually do that. We do legitimate business when it comes to partnerships. The way that we pay our partners is through a very organic business model, and I'll be fully transparent. They get a portion of the spread, and that's got nothing to do on the client's expense. We don't take any sort of winnings away from the client or add to the losses. It's purely on the spread, and that's how TD Markets does. We make our money. We make our money purely on the spread. So
that is good to know.
So when you consider everything, I mean, everything's in place for organic growth. So it's sustainable and it's steady.
It's kind of really interesting to know that you guys are willing to cut a part of where you guys make money just to ensure that the clients have a safe environment to trade in.
That's what we need to promote, and as far as I'm aware, we offer one of the highest commissions in the industry for our partners.
Beautiful. Affiliates? We have two NYC FX traders, and they just wanted to ask a little bit further about your leverage conditions. And the thing about this question, I know I shortened it down here, but the thing about this question is this person actually, the full question reads that if a broker is offering high leverage, they are trying to lure in newer, inexperienced beginner traders. So how does TD's leverage situation looks?
So we offer sort of competitive leverage, starting at 1-to-1 all the way to 1-to-500. And I think in terms of leverage, it's high enough. We obviously don't want anything more than that because we don't want our clients to be, over leveraging and then they burn and rinse their accounts. And simply from there's no more trading activity because that's no benefit to us either. We obviously make our money on the spread. So if clients are not profitable, we're not actually making money. So that's something to bear in mind as well. So the max leverage option is 1-to-500. And I'm assuming also in terms of instruments, specifically for indices, our leverage is capped at 1-to-100, just to make sure that clients are not burning rent in their accounts.
I've heard from an industry friend of mine about these things that the FSL, like you said, brokers capping leverage just to ensure that clients are trading in a safe environment and they do not over leverage and overtrade. Do you think that the industry is ready for a shift like this? Because when you look at it like this, consumers now, they are used to what these unscrupulous brokers are offering them. They're used to these big 200% deposit bonuses. They are used. Do you think the industry can change in that perspective?
It's definitely something that can be changed. I mean, at the end of the day, the market is the market. As a trader, you need to learn how to adapt to the market. Apart from just the leverage options, our contract sizes for some of our instruments are extremely small. So the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that everything's in place for you to have the best sort of trading conditions possible. Our margin costs are relatively okay in terms of it, and the reason why we've opted out for margin costs like that, which you will be able to see on our website, is because obviously we want to create longevity out of our clients. And the only way to do that is to ensure that there are measures in place for them not to blow the accounts.
No, that is really good to hear. Farouk, thank you so much for coming onto this channel. I really appreciate you answering as open and transparent as you could. I really appreciate it. I'm very certain the viewers of the channel also appreciate it. Guys, I'm gonna link a link for TD Markets in the description of this video. I am doing, or let me rather say it like this, I'm calling on you guys. Let this be the year where we are putting in effort to align ourselves with brokers and with service providers that has the same mission as we do. And use the link in my description, go through the website, see if this is a broker that you would like to sign up with. And as you guys have heard from Farouk, they've got a lot of things they're offering. Client funds are safe, they are regulated properly, so I don't see why anyone should still waste time. Use the link in my description, head on over to their website so that you guys can get an account today, obviously if it fits your risk profile, which I'm very certain it would. Farouk, thank you so much for coming on camera. Thank you so much for bringing TD Markets along. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. We look forward to working together.